We'll see how this goes. Excellent. There. Should be, yeah. You should have voice and should have music. We'll turn the music up, I'd say, right about there. See if anybody. And now, I guess my question is, if I go to YouTube, what does this look like for my channel? If I go here, right, okay, and what is it, does it have, is there a way to have edit video? Okay, what does this give? Video detail. Okay, there we go. Oh, okay, so it's got vector art, illustration, yep. It's got vector graphics, vector illustration, and then take that one out, and we'll put in your tags exceed. Okay, so we'll take this out, and we'll save it. Saves. So, got a thumbnail. Yep. Vector art and illustration. Yep. We'll say Affinity Designer, vector art, animation. Nope. I'm joining the fun. Yeah. We'll save all this. Yeah, we'll save this down. Why not? Okay. Let's see what this looks like. So from here, I'm trying to learn the YouTube side of it a little. So give me a second. I'm trying to understand. So this is this. Okay. And then that points to that. So the data that it uses for tags and everything is coming from that saved format. Got it. Okay, that makes sense. Hey, Monty, good to see you. Thank you for coming in for the alert. I'm trying to figure out, like, figure this out a little bit on the side. I don't stream over here often, so I'm still kind of getting my feet wet a little bit. Or playbacks, yep, okay. So this is where it's getting all its tags and everything, right? Well, I guess we're just gonna sit here and go live for a while. We're gonna see how this goes. All right, let's do some, and this has got live chat. Is that live chat? Great question. It's so funny how streaming here is definitely different than... Okay. So, yeah, everything looks good. Alright, cool. Well, let's just do some art. We'll see how it goes. I don't really know how discoverability on YouTube and stuff works, so it sort of can be kind of hit or miss. But I think what we're gonna do is we're just gonna do some vector art tonight. We're just gonna sort of mess around, and kind of see how it goes. So thanks for coming in. Let's get started. I want to do some. I feel like doing maybe sort of want something with kind of like a steampunk vibe. I guess the best way I can explain it. I don't really know. It is, Monty. Can you hear me okay, Monty? Because everything looks like it's interpreting okay on OBS. It's weird though, because you have a back end where you stream from, right? And that live chat is not moving. But if I go directly to the YouTube page, I see the chat. So I'm not really sure what that's all about. And then it shows like playbacks, shows concurrent viewers, chat rate. I don't really know how all this works over here. Yeah, you can hear me. Okay. Yeah, this is sort of like Yeah, it's different, right? But I'm just sort of goofing off tonight. Alright, save this list. I like that idea. So we'll just, I want a neck here. Alright, so let's do this in pieces. Let's kill the stroke and let's go with a skin tone for now. And I think we're gonna do sort of a darker skin tone. I don't know, we may not even make it human. I'm not really sure yet. We're just gonna sort of, we're gonna start sketching and see what direction this takes us. Let's go here. It really is, Monty. Yeah, it's like, it's funny because I was thinking, like, when I went live over here, it's so similar to what I've always done, right? But at the same time, the infrastructure is so different in terms of the way the backend works and everything. So it's interesting, right? To kind of just get a feel for the way it works, how it functions, and just trying to, because I do want to stream over here every now and then, because, you know, my audience is growing over here from my tutorials for like Affinity and Tahoma and things like that. So I was like, you know, we'll do a stream over here tonight. Alright, if we want, I want the head to be roughly this shape. Alright, let's go here. And then what we'll do is we'll kind of play with this. I don't know if this is going to be the head. I've got an idea for this character. I don't know. I did this robot looking thing last night and I really had fun with it. So I kind of want to get a little experimental again tonight. I don't like the way that's, yeah, that's better right there. So if I do go with this, I think we will. I think we'll go with the skin tone. I kind of like it. Go with a darker skin tone this time. So for this, now I could, might actually be kind of cool if I did that too, because I can already see how that face is sort of working itself in there. Alright, we're going to do some shading here on the neck. So if we take this brown, I don't know if this shade is too dark. I haven't fully decided yet, but we'll work on that as we kind of work our way through this. Went to Twitch. yeah. I know what you mean. Well, see, the thing for me, Monty, is when the whole mixer thing happened, right? Like the whole shutdown. I kind of learned right there that I don't want my content to just kind of live in one spot, right? Like, I don't want my content to just be in one location. I view my content more as me making it and then putting it, you know, wherever I see fit, whether it's YouTube, Twitch, Image, whatever, right? Like, I want my content to sort of move with me, because I think that it's good, you know, for exposure and meeting new people and things like that. And I feel like if you only stream in one location, you know, I don't know. I just feel like I don't want to do that anymore, you know? But I don't want to restream either. Like, I don't want to stream to 4 different places at once and try to manage chat and all that. Nah. I figured what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stream when I stream, and it'll be in whatever location I decide to go live in at the time. So it'll be like, okay, I'm live here today where I'm streaming, you know? And I know that some people aren't going to want to watch on YouTube. Some people aren't going to want to watch on Glimish. You know, that's okay. I get it. I don't, you know, I don't have any... I'm not jaded. I understand. Use fill. Yep. There we go. Alright, so let's... I want this to sort of be the torso. Here, I want this to be sort of a thin dude. I don't like the angle I'm getting over here, though. That's not terrible. Alright, let's do this. Yeah, 100%. You know, because it's one of those things where, like, you know, we don't sit here and say to ourselves that, you know, Twitch is gonna disappear or YouTube is gonna disappear. We don't sit there and do that, right? Like, but hey, you know, it could happen, right? Like, you know, their businesses at the end of the day, you know, if they're not making a profit or they're not doing what they you know, expect to be in terms of, you know, growth and income, then I mean, you know. So I feel like it's one of those things that the landscape could change at any time, you know, and I feel like if you're a content creator, it doesn't hurt to kind of just broaden your content out a little bit, different locations. Yeah, I kind of like the direction this is going. Yeah, because I had a long talk with some friends about that when the whole Mixer shutdown happened, and I was like, man, I just don't see myself putting my content in one spot again. Don't see it. You know, never say never, but as of right now, no. Alright, I like the direction this is going. Don't like this here needs to be a little cleaner. I don't like how the edges are sort of showing through here. You know, and I don't know, the one thing I'm confused by, Monty, over here on YouTube, I don't understand how discoverability works, right? The folks that I see streaming over here on YouTube, it seems like they already kind of have an established audience. So, I don't know, you know? I'm not sure how exposure and discoverability work, but... Okay. Liking that body. Good. Now what I want to do here, I want to have... Alright, so it's using the fill now. Alright, let's... If we want this to be... something like this, maybe. Where the nose is going to be, because I want this sort of turned up, I think. I'm envisioning it right about there, and then what we'll do is I want the eyes to be sort of... Let's go right about here. And as always, anybody watching, if you have questions or you're curious about software or whatever, feel free to chime in. Glad to help answer questions if we can. Yeah, I like the direction of that. I want this to look... I don't know. I want this to be... I want him to look sort of... I want to hook him up to like a machine, almost like... sort of cyberpunk in a way. Like maybe, I don't know if I want to do... I don't know if I want to do like goggles per se, or I know I want like wires and stuff. Hey there, Enya, we're using Affinity Designer. This is a vector raster based software by a company called Affinity. Really good piece of software. I do a lot of different vector art. I'll show you. We drew a robot last night. We did these two pieces last night. We did this little sort of stylized Gandalf and Bilbo, and then we moved on to this little robot piece here. which I really enjoyed. This kind of came out of nowhere as we were just chilling and talking, but I really like the way this turned out. Now for tonight, I'm gonna try to do no stroke. I like to kind of twist between stroke, no stroke kind of thing. So tonight we're just gonna kind of move into a no stroke deal and see how that goes. But yeah, this is Affinity. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, we do a lot of stuff with Affinity. We do... Most of the vector art I make is in Affinity. We have a couple other softwares we'll use, but Affinity is pretty much where we're gonna live with that. And then we do animations and things as well. But yeah, good stuff. Are you do you do any creative stuff, I assume, or? Let's see. I sort of want him to look, I don't think drug is the right word, but I want him to almost look hypnotized by the machine, or whatever the machine is. We haven't really worked on that yet, but let's get rid of the point here. Go here. Alright, I'm digging this. Let's shape this a bit. Good. Now for the nose, this one 2D animates. Oh, very cool. I do a lot of 2D animation. I do it with Tahoma. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Tahoma 2D, but Tahoma is where it's where I do a lot of my stuff. Really good software. It's free, and it's powerful. I mean, it does some really good stuff. I'll pull up. I've got a couple different things real quick, but a while ago, hope to get back on track. Nice, Enyo, yeah. Very cool. Well, I'll make sure I drop you a follow. Use OpenTunes. Oh, use OpenTunes. I don't know why Streamlabs knocked that out. I apologize, but let's see. Why did Streamlabs? Right. Oh, because of caps. How did Streamlabs catch that? Sorry, Enyo. Streamlabs? I don't even have a bot running. How in the world? But you're using OpenTunes, yeah. So you're familiar with what I'm doing here then. I have OpenTunes still loaded. Yeah, you're okay. I didn't realize I had a bot running, so I apologize. I mean, I've done some pretty lengthy stuff in OpenTunes. I kind of use OpenTunes, Tahoma, kind of back and forth. Depends on what I'm in the mood for. I've gotten to where I really like the interface of Tahoma a little bit better, though. But yeah, pretty good stuff. But when I do draw in, I'll show you this. But like, this is something that I'm kind of learning how to do this. But we'll go here for example. Right, like what I'm enjoying is I'm learning how to, when I draw in Tahoma, I'm trying to draw the art in Tahoma, right? Like one thing I'm trying to avoid doing, and this was something I did early on, was got really heavy in the importing my art into OpenTunes, and then I finally sat down and was like, no, I really need to learn the drawing tool in Tahoma or in OpenTunes because I want to understand how to make the art there. You know what I mean? And so I really started playing with the tools and really started learning them so that I had a better understanding for how they work. Because I don't want it to just be like I'm constantly importing art, right? Like I want to be able to, be able to make it here and animate it. Because I feel like the program has pretty good drawing tools, but they work a little different than per se like maybe Affinity or something like that. But yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, good. I like that. Now, what we'll do... Go, good. I'll have to come check it out though. Are you doing any live stream over here, Inyo, or are you just doing videos? Because I'm always looking to learn. I'll have to go over and check out what you're doing. I like to scour YouTube and kind of see who's doing OpenTunes and Tahoma stuff. Coach, what's up? How are you? How are you doing tonight? Thank you for stopping in last night. Coach's video once in a while. So you're kind of like me then. I get a lot of people that request more frequent videos. But the issue is with that is, you know, don't know if you do it. Making videos is it's a time thing. You gotta make the time. You gotta have the time, right? And for me, that can be a little tricky to stay consistent. Doing good. Good to see you. I figured I'd come over here and do a little stream over here tonight. Trying to stream over here once in a while and meet new people. And I'm still confused as how the discoverability works here, but I figure it's worth a shot, you know? Got a couple thousand views. Nice. I think my highest view count on any video was right around 50 or 60,000. I think. I'd have to look. I don't remember. With multitask. Oh, you're good. Don't ever worry about that. It was just good to see you. Yeah. Oh, coffee cup. Okay. Let's do this. Start with this color and we'll just kind of go I don't know what this is going to look like. Bear with me a second here. So much easier to point people here. Yeah. Right? Well, congratulations. I'm at 880, I think. 880, 890, something like that. Mine's growing. If I actually dedicated a little more time to it, it would probably do really well, but I need to at some point. Because I get a lot of requests for like different tutorials and stuff, but like we were just talking about though, it's all about time. How much time can you spend? And that is the inherent issue. Yeah, well, congrats on the 100. So how does... You probably know a lot more about this, Coach. How in the world does discoverability work here? Like, is there things I should be doing for more? You know what I mean? Because it seems crazy to me that, like, I'm talking about for live streaming, I guess, is where the question's coming from. Because it seems to me that, like, with live streaming over here, it's like, is it just kind of getting yourself out there occasionally, I guess? Doing it every now and then? I bet you would. Thank you. I appreciate that. So you're using OpenTunes. Nice. There's a lot of people I know that want to learn OpenTunes in Tahoma. I mean, I'm assuming you learned it yourself then, kind of like I did. Because I taught myself how to use OpenTunes, taught myself how to use Tahoma. And I get so many people that are like, how do you use this? How does it work? And it's like, I get a lot of people that are constantly asking me, like, to help them, You did it again? Very cool. I'm glad that's helping you, Coach. Well, if you've ever, you know this, but like if you have any specific questions, just ping me. Ping me on Discord or Guilded or something. Say, hey, how do I do this? I'm glad to help if I can. I think I want it skinnier. I don't want this. I thought I did, but I don't. I think I want to do some tattoos. I want to do some... Let's do some... We're just goofing tonight, by the way. I was working on my Webtoons content. I've been working on getting a series over on Webtoons. Just a fun series with my little D&D characters. And I'm working on episode 2 of one of them right now. But we may work on that a little bit tonight, once I goof off here for a while. Regular live schedule here helps a lot. Adding chapters to your description after the fact is good too. And then you go keyword promos on your social sites. Yeah. I just feel like this is such a big pond over here. It can be sort of daunting to try to get people to find you, right? I don't know though. I know very little about YouTube and what it's in the grand scheme of things, right? Alright, let's do, for the sake of this, where most of the traffic comes from, how you been, coach? Short? I don't even know what a short is. What's a short? Can you guys hear the music okay? I'm assuming it's low, but it's just some, what do you call it? Harris Heller. Do the mouth. I want the mouth to sort of be... Yeah. I can speak from experience, you know, draw content's amazingly helpful. Yeah, in the shorts you're saying, or? I like that, let's roll with that. Now let's do it, do our regular teeth. 59. I might have to message you on that. Pick your brain. How do you create your character? Do you create like a sketch for the digital? I do not. I don't actually sketch at all. And I know that sounds terrible. I just sort of, when I draw, I just sort of draw, right? And the way I look at it is like sometimes you're gonna do really well, right? And you're gonna be happy with what you create. Sometimes you're just gonna not, and that's okay, right? Because the goal there is you're learning as you create, right? And I will tell you this: it's hard to draw from no sketch, but the more you do it, the better you get at it, and then you find yourself just being able to create without a lot of need for, you know, an outline or a sketch or and my art goes all over the place. I do, like, all over. My art is like, one day I'll be doing characters, like, you know, last night we did this, which was just who knows what, right? And then I wanted to do these just because I was in the mood to try this style, right? And so it sort of just fluctuates and kind of goes wherever it wants to go. But that's what I like about it, is that I give myself free reign to just explore and experiment without that need for being like, this is what I'm drawing. You know what I mean? And the way I look at it is, I think it really helps you flex that creative muscle to just draw. Think of it almost like when a kid draws, right? Most kids, when they draw, they have no idea what they're drawing, right? They're just creating. And I think that's a pretty powerful tool when you think about that, right? And over time, my brain has just kind of developed this way of visualizing what I want as I start drawing, and I just kind of work toward that. So like what I'm drawing tonight, I know that I want some sort of like a steampunk sort of cyberpunk kind of character in like a trance. So I'm just kind of moving in that direction, right? Yes, exactly. And yeah, for short, you should show how to do one basic thing. For example, your favorite Affinity shortcuts creating an eye. Where do you post the shorts though? Did I go to YouTube, or is that like a different thing? Now, don't get me wrong, and I mean, there is absolutely merit to sketching, right? And I'm sure that I could save myself a lot of time in certain cases if I did actually do some sketching. So I get it. For some people, that process works better, and that's awesome. If the process works for you, do it. But for me, I just kind of create, Fast forward. Yeah. Yeah, my suggestion is if it's something you want to get better at, just do it. Don't worry. I don't know if you've ever written much, Enyo, but you'll hear writers talk about don't think about what you're writing, right? Or don't critique as you write. Does that make sense? Like, just create. And then look at it when you're done, and you're going to look at a piece, and you're going to learn from it. You're either going to be like, this is awesome, or I really don't like what I did here. And that's okay. It's okay to learn from your art. There's many pieces that I've made that shortly after making it, I was like, oh man, I really don't like this, or I really don't like that. You know what I mean? And that's okay. And then I've gotten so used to vector tools that I just sort of create. Shorts in the title? I'm gonna have to Google all this because that's all news to me. You can see how well I keep up with everything, right, Coach? Oh, I don't like the design of that. Nope, too low. Too weird. But you're saying the shorts have to be in that 59-second area? Okay, cool. This is gonna get weird, just so y'all know. Right now I'm just kind of sketching how I want the character to look. I do intend on this getting kind of strange, so. Because I want to do like cords and tubes attached to him, almost like he's in a simulation or in some sort of a self-imposed digital thing, if that makes sense. And I may make it a girl. I don't know. Right now I'm thinking guy, but I may make it a girl. That might look better if that was just jaded, but yeah, you know, we'll play with it. Okay. What if... Yep. Try that. Let's just go with a high contrast blue at this point. I want it to look like drool or saliva. I just don't know the color yet. You could repurpose existing content, use it as a way for people to find you, which helps findability. Okay. And see, I think there's something really unique too about being able to draw like this without strokes and making a picture, right? I think that's a very powerful way to do art because, you know, don't get me wrong, I love the way these strokes look and I like how it contrasts between, but I think there's something to be said about really being able to utilize colors and shapes to create something recognizable, but at the same time, it's, you know, does that make sense? I think it's really cool. But you gotta be really kind of in tune with colors and where you're going with them in order to make the style kind of work. Okay, digging this. So let's think about what we want this character to. I'm thinking a start here. Yeah. We're gonna go with a dark color for right now. I don't know if I want there to be a shirt on this. I do. I like the shirt. I like the way it looks. And I like the way it's sort of flopping there like that. Yeah, I'm digging that. I wasn't sure, but now that I'm looking at it, I'm digging it. And see, there's a lot of times, like here, I'll just, you know, move points around till I kind of get where I'm looking. Do you stream on a regular basis? I kind of stream all over depending on where I need to be. I do plan on doing some more here on YouTube. I'm trying to get to where I'm making more content and stuff over here. But I usually stream on, let's see. For me, it's going to be like Mondays, Wednesday nights, Eastern, Friday night Eastern, and then Saturdays and Sundays on and off. You know? So, yeah. But thank you. Thank you, Inyo. I appreciate that. Have a great night. Thank you for stopping in. Thank you, thank you. Zero to art. Yeah, it's weird, right? Because when this started, it was just a blank canvas. I like this. I like the direction the shirt's going. I wasn't sure about it, but I am now. We're gonna make this simple, I think. Yep, right there. That way it's a collar. See that? Gotta love it when a plan comes together. Showing my age here. And then of course we could, if we really wanted to, we could show some like waves in the fabric like this, and I think we could do this kind of stuff. Yeah, see, I may do some of that. I don't know yet. For now, we're just gonna kind of leave it that way. Perfect. Already a cool looking character, right? What are you doing, buddy? You're going to bed? Okay, Mom said wash that off your face before you go to bed. Get a rag and wash that off because that'll get all over your bed. Huh? Doesn't any bed. Wash that off. Get a rag and wash it off, please. Let's leave. Yeah, let's do that. I'm liking the direction of the character. I like where we're going with this. It has a really cool look to it. I just need to figure out how I want the sort of cyberpunk element to come into it, like what I want with it. Because the whole idea was I wanted this like transfixed person, almost like in a daze, right? Hooked to like a computer or a machine, almost high on the experience, if that makes sense. You know? That was where the idea and the image for this spawned from. And I wanted to put some tattoos on this, but I wasn't really sure how I wanted to do the tattoos, right? Like I'm sort of torn on what I want that to look like as a whole. Okay, let's experiment. I don't know. See how this goes. Yep, I like that. I kind of like I'm really getting into and enjoying the pencil tool, because one thing I've had to learn how to do was originally everything was just perfect edges, right? And I'm kind of learning to let that go a little bit and have a little bit of that like deviation to it, right? So it sort of has, you know, it's not perfect per se, but I like it. I like it. The other thing I'm trying to do, see how there's shading on the neck? When I use shading in this style, I want it to be for a purpose. I don't want to shade everything. Like I don't want the side of the head shaded. I'm trying to be tactful with it, and I'm trying to be, you know, mindful about how I shade. I don't want to overshade, I guess is what I'm sort of getting at here. All right, so we have that. Let's experiment here. I want like an earpiece over one of the ears, and I think we're gonna make it this ear. I want it to almost look like a bio ear, I'm thinking. Here's what we'll do. Always make a dupe, right? Before we start going too crazy, because now we have a perfect duplicate of that. So I think what we'll do with this is we'll make it look as though the ear has been replaced. Which is gonna be a little tricky, but I think I can visualize what I'm trying to do with that. Go here. And I need it to have an almost forced 3D perspective, so yep. Kind of. Glad to see you still making smart though, Coach. don't think that is what I was going for. Don't think that's the look. That's not the look. That's not what I want. That's not what I wanted. Okay, that's fine. Now we know. Okay. Said she was going to bed, yet I still hear things being tossed around. I don't know if I want to do it like that, or if I want to do it more. I think I might make the arms. That might be the way we do this. What are you doing? Come here, Darcy. Okay. Shut the door when you go in Mom's room, okay? Okay. All right, where do I want this? That's roughly what I'm going. And little arms, I think, yeah. And I like how that's sort of looking like. Yeah, I like that. But we could theoretically, if I wanted to raise this shoulder up, and that doesn't look at all that bad, honestly, especially if I go like this. Okay, and then if you really wanted to, you could come in here and shade the underside of it to really kind of sell that point. But I don't think we will. At least not yet. We might, but. Now the reason I did the arm this short is I have an idea. Alright. How do I want to do this? It's weird. It's like my brain is showing me, but it's not coming out. You know what I mean? I'm sure everyone can relate to that, but it's like... Okay. This point here needs rounded. Not sure how thin I want to go with this, or if I want it to be 2. I think we'll go with 2. Yeah. Can't get what's in my brain. That's hard. That's hard. That's a skill that I don't think anyone ever masters. It's you just have to keep working. That's a rough one. Sometimes I can do it easier than others. Sometimes I'll be doing it and then I'll hit like a brick, like a wall, and it's just like, okay, and my brain just stops. You know what I mean? it's finicky. Finicky. Yeah, there's times I can do it without issue. Okay. I'm digging that. So then, if we want this to tie in and look like a robotic kind of arm, we're gonna have to play with this. Because I kind of want this. Yeah. What are you doing, Frodo? And I'm just brain chasing right now. We're literally just testing out an idea. I don't know if this is what I want this to look like. I don't know. So if he was holding that up, kind of like the idea of detached digit. Almost like they're kind of floating. Almost like bone, if that makes sense. I don't know how that's gonna look, but I kind of like the idea of it. Okay. Let's just experiment with the idea. We'll go ahead and see it through, and then we'll decide if we like it or not. And you know me, I'm quick to delete something if I don't like it. Yep, I'm not liking it. You know what I mean? Because I can be real picky. See, and this was, in my mind's eye, this was making sense, but the more I'm looking at it, the more I'm going, no. The more I'm going, no. I think what we'll do is we'll delete it. We'll leave that part of the arm, because I kind of like what that arm's doing. We may just make it more... Alright, cats, let's chill out, alright? Cats are having like a WWE SmackDown behind me or something. I know what we'll do. What if we turn this down? Oh, I know what's going on. The cat feeder's going off. That's what's happening. I was like, what are the cats doing? And I was like, oh, I can hear the cat feeder. But that means Sammy's leading that chase. I like that about the arms. I like that. They look very emaciated and weak, right? Like, which was kind of the idea I was going for, because I'm kind of going with the idea that, like, digital, too much digital, right? Ooh, I just had a really cool idea. I don't know how I can do it, but I just had a really cool idea. I just had a complete cool vision, but I don't know if I can pull it off. Alright, we'll kind of go like this. Yeah, sort of atrophying, wasting away, right? Because the whole idea, the vision I had for this was like sort of a cyberpunk kind of futuristic, like someone stuck in, almost like jacked in, if you will, right? But in a way that's obviously not healthy. Too long, too much, too whatever you want the symptom or whatever you want the terminology to be, just too much of it, right? We're gonna start with this because I kind of have an idea for this side. That doesn't make sense. The way the arm would be more like flattened. I'm liking the character though, and then I could almost envision him like maybe an old armchair kind of thing, like kick back, like an old fancy armchair. That makes sense. Obviously a different color, but you get where I'm going with that idea. And then we could do him sort of or and see, this is why we put this over here, remember? Then we don't feel like we're screwing up. Let's see if we can get this a stroke of like maybe 3. Six. There's one idea we could do. Sort of have him hanging. Or we could do the armchair idea. There's a couple different ways we can. I think I want this to appear to be. So this would be. This to look accurate would be sort of that, like the arm of a couch, right? And then, or like a sitting chair. And then this is where we could do sort of that look. Yeah, that kind of worked out. Okay, back. That what I'm looking for? Might be. Obviously not with the strokes, but you get the idea, you get the picture. Okay, so this would need to be complete. I'm gonna do that one coming down. Good call. Yep. A little bit lighter, sort of in that realm. And then the reds are just kind of a placeholder, right? Like, those may not be a permanent look, but you get the idea. And then I know with a lot of those big comfy armchairs, they would have like a wood, almost like a wood inlay or like edging around them. We could do like maybe a really kind of a lightish like that. I don't know. Or even like a yellowish kind of a, I don't know. All right. That and that, we're gonna go with good. Whatever color we do here, that's too close to that brown, so it would have to be something like this, I'm thinking. A big comfy easy chair kind of thing. And then, you know what, let's go ahead and give the background kind of a, well, until we get to the point that we want to mess with the background. There we go. It kind of works. And that can be the tricky part, right? When you're doing base colors and you're not really doing any strokes, it can be tricky getting the colors to work well together. And that's something that a lot of people struggle with. And I get a lot of questions on that. People be like, how do you get the colors to play nice? And it's like, you really just gotta, because, you know, you're not using a stroke, you're not using an outline, right? So you really have to play around with what are the colors? How do they work? And that just takes time. Well, I'm digging that. Okay. Then, for the sake of... Yeah, they really are. And when you do no stroke, I find it to be even more daunting. Because then you really, really got to nail what you're doing. Do I want to really express that shading? That is going to be the question. Because if I'm going to do that, then I'm going to have to carry it up into here. This. What do you think? The shading works. Yeah, colors are tough, man. They're tricky. That's no exaggeration. And I don't have a good answer when people ask that, because it's like, that's tough. That's tough. That's good. That's working out. And then what we'll do is probably end up changing this to like an off-white, or like a really light gray instead of that gray. Because we had it that gray when it was just on the white background, but I think we'll do something like this now. And we've got him kind of resting in his chair, right? And then what we'll do is we'll play with the rest of this to make him look sort of jacked in. And I have an idea for this arm. I want this arm, and excuse the vague terminology here, but I want this arm to almost look like it's being replaced, or like digitized or turned into a mechanical thing or something, right? So I want to kind of have that arm hanging and like it being worked on, if you will, almost like machine dialing in, working on it. So we're gonna have to, I gotta sort of brain dance on that one. And I think what we'll do is we'll move this whole thing down just a hair. That way we can sort of play with that idea. And I don't want it sitting on anything. I think I just want it kind of maybe facing us like an Iron Man open palm. All right, so if we do that, no. Thinking something like this. Like an open palm sort of hand. And we want this to obviously be metal in color if it's going to be a replacement hand. So we're going to have to play with that just a bit. So what we'll do is we'll actually get rid of that point there. We'll maneuver this point a bit. Oh, we got Darcy a Samsung drawing tablet. He's been asking for something to draw on, so I ordered her one of those, and she's really enjoying it. Seems to be. Best to go. Let's just leave it that shade for now. That way we can sort of look at it for a bit, and then we'll kind of play with the idea behind it. Because I want it to almost look like the hand, like I said. Maybe we'll put it so that it's sort of, just for the sake of visuals, maybe we'll have it sort of tethered. Like hanging, like it's being hoisted up. And we'll have some sort of a machine here, like, working on it. She's enjoying it. She's really... Sorry, Frodo? Come here. Oh, buddy. Oh. Frodo fell. Come here. You alright? You alright? He must have been jumping or something. Yeah, she's enjoying the tablet. She's having fun with it. Seemed to be. I would have loved to have had that thing when I was her age. She kept asking for something, and I was like, I'm not buying an iPad. iPad is just not for a 10-year-old. I'm not buying her a $1,200 iPad. And and the whole thing she wanted was she wanted a drawing pen, kind of like the Apple Pencil, right? So I found these Samsung tablets that have what they call an S Pen. So it charges magnetically, but it worked kind of like the Apple Pencil. So I was like, let's try it. So it gives her the pen capability, but you know, it's kind of like an iPad. Yeah, he's good. I think he does that every now and then. He'll be sleeping and he'll just fall because but he just stays up there. You alright, Bubs? Did you fall while you were sleeping? I thought you were supposed to land on your legs. I guess not. Poor guy. Imagine that. I guess for us it'd be kind of like rolling out of bed, right? Okay. But yeah, she's enjoying it. She really is. Got a really cool pen. It works a lot like the Apple Pencil. And she's happy with it. Copy this. Yeah, and that's what it is. It's the S Pen. And she's on board. She is on board. And it's really funny though, because I keep asking her, do you want to draw with me? Like, I've offered to draw with her. She won't do it. I don't know if it's that she's intimidated or she just isn't really ready to share what she's drawing. I don't know. But it's weird because I'll be like, let's sit down and draw. And she's like, eh. So I'm just giving her space, and I tell her, I'm like, well, if you want to draw with me, let me know. I'm glad to. And I think some of that is she's trying to get her own individuality a little bit, because she's 10 now, so she's starting to turn into a teenager. And I think she's kind of trying to, that little bit of an independent thing, not so much dad doing it idea, which is cool. I get it. Like I told her, I said, when you're ready, if you want to draw with dad, just let me know. I ain't going nowhere. I just think it's cool. She's really getting into art. She's really enjoying it. So that makes me happy. Okay, now we're just going to kind of detail this out and see where this goes. Exactly. I'm like, hey, I get it. You let me know when you're ready. We'll sit down and we'll talk about it. So we drew the rest of this character with the pencil tool, but I think we'll do the robotic arm in straight edges, right? Because in my mind, something mechanical is going to be refined, right? Like it's going to be quote unquote perfect or closer to it than the variation of flesh and whatnot. So I think we'll kind of like that idea. Right, these, so if we go with this, these are going to be lighter. Yes, perfect. That way we can create that little bit of variation in there. And then for this, take the inside of the hand here, and we'll go with that same metal, right? You moving here? Look at this guy. No. Are you? What's up, dude? No, I like to stream over here every now and then. Kind of add to the video database, and it's fun. I'm still confused, and I keep saying this every time I stream here. I'm confused as to the discoverability here, right? But I still think it's fun to do every now and then, just for that little bit of. Oh, you want to lay down? That little bit of, you know what I mean? Lay down, buddy. Frodo, you gotta lay down. There you go. Good boy. Good boy. You better? Frodo fell off the chair at 7, so I think he's feeling a little sensitive about it. You know what I mean? I like streaming on YouTube, but it's weird because as similar as it is to what we're used to, it's like the back end is strange and stuff. The way it's kind of set up and works, because it shows you like if I go and I look at it, it's got, concurrent views, playbacks, whatever that is, average watch time. It shows you how many likes something has. So I mean, it's interesting. I mean, there's data there. I don't really know a lot about it. Hey, stop messing. Sure. Why are you knocking my pencil off? But yeah, it's interesting. Oh, I'm sure. I still feel like they're really trying to understand how they want it to work. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. Like, I don't even think they really understand it. Yet. I mean, there's great potential if it, I guess the thing is making it understandable and allowing people to get that discoverability. I think are the two big caveats here. You know what I mean? Like, you sort of gotta, you know what I mean? But what are you up to today, 7? Oh, I'm tired, dude. I won't be on much longer. I'm just sort of goofing off. started drawing this weird cyberpunk looking driven thing. Let's experiment. Kind of go. Nothing really. I had a busy day, dude. Like I had the proverbial it's a day to get things done day. I had to change out the pool pump, replace my wife's headlights and fog lights. I had to replace the batteries in my daughter's scooter. I had to paint a wall. It was just like today was that like getting things done on the list day. It was like, okay, I got a lot to do today. But I got it all done, so that's good. But it was a busy day. Alright. How's the row machine or whatever going for you? The bike or whatever? I've yet to do any cardio. So far I've just been lifting weights. I've just really been getting into the weightlifting side of it. Let's do this. What would this look like? Don't know. You don't use it? It's funny for me, right? Because I'm a lot older now than I was when I really lifted weights, like hardcore. Seat adjustment is broken when they installed it. Oh. That's not good. Are they fixing it? Is it getting repaired or something? Or I hope so. So you can use it. Waiting for a tech guy. That's cool though, man. I hope that it's a benefit to you guys, you know? We all need something, right? We all need a kick in the butt right now. I feel like this whole period in time right now, it's like my wife was talking about that the other day. She has so many of her girlfriends that are like, I gained like 40 pounds in the last year. You know what I mean? It's been hard on everybody. It's just been $2K to admire a bike. Yeah, that's not good. And see, for me, I've got all my weights in the garage that I've had for years. I've got my pull-up bar. I've got one of those freestanding racks for, you know, you can do pull-ups on it, you can do leg dips on it, you can do leg raises, all that, you know what I mean? And I've got dumbbells, and I've got stuff I've had for years. I just have been too lazy to actually get my butt out there and do it. So here lately, it's been like, okay, time to start losing some weight instead of just sitting around gaining weight. My wife agreed. Easy to take myself out of it. It's, you know, it's a hard thing, man, and some people don't like talking about it. Some people don't like, you know, they don't like discussing it. But the reality is, it's something we all deal with, you know, and it's okay. I mean, not easy, hard. And the older you get, like I tell my daughter, man, all the time. I'm telling her, I'm like, you just don't get it, babe. I'm like, the older you get, the harder it gets to A, find the energy, and B, to actually get yourself to the point where you feel good enough to actually benefit from it. It's hard. Not easy. You know, and that's telling a 10-year-old who has boundless energy, you know? It's funny, we'll go to do something, and 7, I'm sure he deals with this as well. I mean, he's got a young one. But, like, we'll go to do something, and, you know, I'll get tired, and she'll be like, oh, Daddy, come on. And I'm like, I need a break, baby. Daddy's old. I'm old and I'm out of shape. Give me a minute. And she's like, okay. Funny. Sure, I like this one. Go with it though. Can't go out and get if you don't go out. Hey, you're not wrong. Are you trying to eat better at all, 7, or are you hoping that with some exercise you can just kind of? Because I'm doing both. I'm eating better, and I'm trying not to eat after dinner, you know, trying to cut out snacking and stuff, and then I'm getting moving, getting motivated. The big thing I'm doing is we got our pool open, and I told my wife, I said, I really want to be in that pool this year. Like, the pool is, I'm looking forward to getting in that pool and swimming and using that as not just for leisure, but for actual losing weight, you know, like, because I enjoy doing it and it's relaxing. You know what I mean? Going down and eating fast food, yeah. Fast food is a bane, man. It tastes good and it's easy, right? But terrible for you. Drop 15 pounds, like, wait, yeah. Yep. That's a big thing right there. I've always, you know, not that I'm a gleaming example of health, but like, that's a big thing right there that people really don't understand how many calories they consume in just their liquids, right? Like sodas, shakes, coffees, those kinds of things. They just don't realize how many calories they're taking in on that stuff. And it's like, that stuff is loaded with it. And it's real easy to have your daily allowance of calories in just drinks if you're not careful. And then, of course, you add any food on top of that, it's like, well, you know, then you're going way over that. So yeah, that's something that's always stuck with me. It's like, don't drink your calories. Don't drink your calories. You know what I mean? Have your coffees, your tea, your, you know, because man, you can drink your calories quick. Bad. Yeah. I know what you mean. Yep. We did the same thing because, you know, we were used to being able to have takeout and going out to dinner as a family, right? So for us, we were like, oh, we'll just keep ordering out, right? Because, I mean, you know, it supports local business and we don't really have to cook, right? And we're not going out to eat, so why not? But boy, we had to curb that quick. Not only were we spending too much, we were eating just not really good food, you know? And it quickly became a thing where it was like, yeah, that's not gonna fly. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. We did the same thing. Yep. Rough. Well, I'm glad to see you doing something, bud. Good luck to you. I'm in the same boat. Definitely in the same boat. Oh, wait. I gotta go in front of... Oh, I had that in the wrong location. That's why it looked fun. That looks good. I like the way that turned out. I wasn't sure, and I've been sitting here yapping. But... I kind of like that, too. Oh, yeah. Not bad. Interesting. This is just a complete random scratch, dude. I felt like we started here. We started with the body, actually. The neck. The neck was the first thing we drew. And I sort of want to draw this, like, jacked in cyberpunk kind of dude. So that's just kind of where we've been. We're just slowly adding details and kind of goofing off with it. I almost feel like I want to do something with one of the eyeballs, but I don't know yet. I think I want the hand to not be done is what I want. And then we can play with the idea that there's like maybe a machine that's building this hand. That might be kind of cool. Do that. Why not? Okay, let's do this. Yeah, let's go for it. Okay, in, whoops. Yep, so sort of like this, I'm thinking. Maybe he has ports on him, like almost like, yeah, I kind of like that. And then we'll do, I know what we'll do. We'll just kind of keep playing with details and whatnot, and we'll build this out. And we'll, or like the arms, I think something that might look cool. Let's just try it. Like maybe almost these, every now and then, like little slits. Cool. Interesting. And of course, we can keep playing with the technicalities of this and what we want it to look like and do and everything, but I think it's starting to come together as far as like the idea of what I was going for when we started drawing this, so that's cool. This is big enough because I think that fits the arm dimension, so we'll have, yeah, let's do like a machine sort of assembling this hand. I like that idea. I like that idea. And then I want to do something with one of these eyes. I think I want him to have like a bionic eye. Or some sort of an eye implant, I think. But I'm going to have to work through that. Or, what would it look like if we did a portion of the head? We're just gonna try it for, and then remove the ear entirely. Here's what we'll do. We'll make a duplicate of this before we do it. Like I said, easy to copy that frame down. Okay. Yeah, so let's do like maybe the ears removed, and then would there be a small hole where the ear was? Kind of thing? Like maybe almost like a bionic? Yeah. And this all goes back to what we were talking about earlier, Coach, where the no sketching thing, right? This is an area where I feel like it's beneficial not to do it. Because I feel like sometimes when you do, and maybe people change on the fly, but I feel like sometimes when you sketch in advance and everything, I think sometimes people kind of get locked into what they think they're making, and they don't give themselves much creative freedom, if that makes sense. And I think that's, to me, that's a little dangerous, because then you're like sort of predisposing what it is you're making and not giving yourself the freedom to play with it. But hey, who knows? Everybody might have their own kind of how they work kind of thing. I don't know. Okay, that works. And that is one piece. It is. Yeah, we'll kind of put that there like the simulated spot where his ear would have been. I like it. Now, one thing I want to do if we're going to do this is I want it to sort of fit the curvature of the face. The eyelid would be gone. And then this sort of solves our bionic eye question. Because if this part of his head has been enhanced, replaced, whatever, then I feel like the eye would also be replaced. So we'll leave this just as it was, just in case we want to go back to it, and we'll play with this. Yeah, I don't know, I've always felt that way. I've always been like, you know what I mean? Because I feel like once you have a sketch, you're just sort of like, oh, well, that's what I'm making. You know what I mean? And you don't give yourself much room for depth or change. Yeah, maybe I'm wrong. You know, maybe the way people work, they work differently, and they play with it. I don't know. Okay. See, and then I can sit back and look at this and go, do I like this? Or do I like it being humanoid? More humanoid, right? Because here was the original idea. I honestly think I like the full humanoid better. And I think we may just do like a thing over one of his eyes. Yeah. I think so. But we're going to leave that just in case. We can always go back to it. Okay. And this, we're going to have it unfinished. Because I like the idea of having that unfinished. So, would this be like a table, per se? Or what do we... Maybe it's not a table, but more like a... Maybe like a platform where his hand's sort of being worked on, kind of deal. And then we can always change these. I feel like these colors aren't right, but we can change those. That's minor when you look at the grand scheme. Okay. Yep. And we can have almost like it's a block or something it's sitting on, or some sort of almost like a platform. Okay, that'll work. We'll go like that for now. Now, with this, I think I want this to almost... play with this idea. I don't know what I want it to look like. Feel like they're a fry cook and hands a spatula. Yeah, I'm kind of going with the fingers aren't there yet right now. Like, I want that to kind of be the idea. Like, maybe they're getting ready to be put on. And then we're going to add some more tubes and stuff, like maybe he's in some sort of a enhancement surgery, right? That's the idea that I'm playing with right now. Now, whether that fully becomes the reality, I don't know yet. I can see what you're saying now. With the spatula and everything. It makes sense. Yeah. I think it's a really good start to it, though. Right? Like, you consider when we started tonight, we didn't have any of those. So that's everything we've done just in this evening. So it's definitely a good start to an idea, or at least a vision. And then we can kind of build upon that and grow on it. Because it works, and it's working out well. Something here. About an hour and 40. That's not bad. I think my ideas are starting to drain a little bit. So I think what I'm going to do is let this one chill for a bit. So I can kind of sit on it, think on it, stew on it, and then come back with some ideas to finish it up. Because I'm just sort of... I'm not sure exactly how I want to finish it with what I want to do here, and then finishing the details on him. So yeah. Yeah, I think that's good then. We'll probably call it there. That way I can get to bed, because it's almost midnight. And I'll probably get some sleep and then chill out. So thank you all for coming out tonight. Thank you for being here. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for the conversation. Really appreciate it. If you enjoy the content, make sure you drop a sub on me here. And yeah, we'll be doing some more streams over here and meeting people and doing those kinds of things. So thank you. Have a great evening, and I will see you guys again very, very soon. So until then, take care. Bye.